we want to welcome everybody here.
Everything all at once?
Everything all at once.
It's honestly a sensation.
Aliens listen to it.
We'll see what happens. Everything at once, and anything at once, apparently.
That's exactly right.
I want to welcome you guys both to the show. We got the lead singer of Odd Atrocity, Cy, and the lead guitarist, John.
Yes.
Both from Odd Atrocity. We're super psyched to have you guys here today.
Super psyched to be here, man.
Thank you.
You guys are our second female, third female-fronted metal band
Nice.
that we've had on this show.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Right? Isn't it? I feel like that's pretty weird.
Yeah.
That is. There seems to be a lot of them around this area.
Which is awesome.
It's
it is
great.
awesome.
It's great. It's just not. It's not what I picture in my head when I think of metal bands.
Yeah, I get that a lot personally, for sure. I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always like a wow factor.
Right. Exactly. When you have a big or like a strong female lead vocalist singer with a big voice.
We also have we have a female drummer as well.
That's
And,
right, you do.
Two non-binary. Our bassist is non-binary, and our other guitarist is non-binary. So
That's awesome. You guys got everybody represented in Odd Atrocity.
Yes.
yeah.
How did you guys think of that name?
I did. I just kind of. It's funny. I actually had. I have like this list of names that I wanted to name my pets.
Okay.
And so one of them was Odd and one of them was Atrocity, and I was going through and like kind of combining names and stuff to give them, because our name used to be Lucid, and we found out that there's like a lot of other Lucids, and there's one
So many.
in like Plattsburgh or something, and we kept getting confused with them, so we were like, all right, it's time.
How long were you guys lucid for?
It was like a year and a half, or
Yeah.
maybe like the first two. It was really I think we just changed our name at the beginning of like 2022, right?
Yeah,
I
so
think.
probably close to 2 years we were going and playing as Lucid.
Wow. Interesting. Because I don't remember you guys as Lucid at all. And I felt like you guys were a brand new band when I saw the Odd Atrocity for the first time or started seeing them.
It
When
kind of is.
Right.
Yeah, a lot of ways.
We rebranded the name, and we kind of rebranded everything, because Lucid was more like we played at a lot of festivals. We did
cool.
like a lot of. It was like a different style of music, I feel. You know?
Like what kind of festivals? Like jam bandy festivals?
Yeah,
Aaron
we played
and
like the
Chafee's?
Gathering of Chafee's, and so what was it, Estival Festival in New York. So it was like. It was a little bit more on the hippie side. We could fit in there a little bit. It was like as people said, psychedelic rock more then.
We had a keyboard player and like
Yeah.
a saxophone player too. So there was a different
Almost like a
dynamic
ska.
there.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And how did you guys, what brought on the change to what you are now?
I think that was like the original goal. We just didn't really know, like when we started, we didn't really just have the sound that we were going for yet. We were still very new to like, I think this is all of our first band. So we were just doing stuff and kind of writing, and then eventually we started to get heavier as time went on. So
Cool. So as things developed and as you added new different pieces and got rid of some pieces, you ended up with what you have now.
Yes.
yeah.
And your sound is super unique. I dig it a lot. I've seen you guys a few times at different concerts at Basement Transmissions and at PAC, I think.
Really?
And it's always been really cool to me the way that you guys do what you do, because it's like a slow, older, heavy metal. It reminds me a lot of like Sabbath, and with like a female fronted vocalist. It's real cool. I dig it. Old
Thank
punk,
you.
old Sabbath sound.
That's kind of a lot of my kind of influences growing up. I listen to a lot of like classic rock and metal and stuff. So it's no surprise that it bleeds through in what I try to do with these guys.
Absolutely, for sure. And how long have you got? Are you guys like OG members from Lucid back in the day?
Yeah, we started it.
Yeah, him and I started, it was mostly like jamming, like campfire jams. I just really like to sing, and I don't really know how to play. And he knows how to play, and we met, and we were just like, all right, we're going to jam. And we really, really liked doing it. We were having more and more fires just to be able to sing and play. So we were just like, let's do this. We should start a band. And yeah, then we found some people, and
And here we go.
Yeah.
Now you guys are doing shows and recording a new album.
Yeah, we are. We record at BFE Studios with Brian Glosky.
Yeah, he was on the show a while ago. He was super fun.
Yeah.
He's a great guy.
Yeah.
He is one of my favorite people.
Yeah, we had a really good time recording with him, and he was one of the people that like listened to Sink, Swim, or Fly when I was making that podcast with Tyler Smilo before Everything at Once came to be a thing. So he kind of followed with us. It's really cool. I mean, it's nice because Erie's like a smaller place, and you can kind of see the progression of things, you know?
Yeah.
And watch it grow up.
Yeah, it definitely is. Erie, I feel like, is kind of a gem for. I mean, we've had a lot of famous people come out of Erie, honestly. So, you know, it's kind of a treasure trove.
It is, right? And I feel like there's a lot of opportunity in the music scene to kind of break into it around here. You know,
there definitely is, and we're definitely trying to break on into it.
Yeah, definitely. And you also got like a lot of different markets around here too. You know, like Pittsburgh's not that far, Cleveland's not that far, Buffalo's not that far, and all the places in between. So, So have you guys been like traveling outside of Erie at all yet?
A little bit. We've been to New York, Pittsburgh. And like all the surrounding little cities, you know, we've done everything around here, Erie and Meadville and Edinburgh even. So yeah, but we did Canada,
Canada, New York. It's like it was a place called Sugar Mountain, and it was like in the middle of nowhere, and it was like just a gorgeous music festival too. It was like in a field on the side of like a mountain. Man, it was cool.
That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, those are the best kind of festivals.
It was like 30 minutes to the nearest town, man.
Oh, nice.
Oh wow, yeah, you're out deep in the woods.
Yeah, dude, it was just wilderness like out there. We're just going up mountain roads and stuff for like 30 minutes outside of this town. It was like Canada. It was like 35 minutes away. It was awesome, man.
Good. What stage feels like home?
I feel like for me it's like Philly on the Rocks.
Yeah.
Or BT.
Yeah.
Basement
Either of
Transmission.
those places is definitely home.
And what do you like about those places?
Well, I like Philly on the Rocks because I feel like there's been probably the most hospitality there. Like Marlene, they just treat us so nice there. I just love it. And BT, I don't know, we've played there many times, and
We've been really well received at BT a lot.
Yeah.
had some really good shows there.
I can't remember who I saw you guys. I remember Gelatin Skeleton was there last time, and you guys went on like after them at BT. It was probably
Was
like
it
a couple
a
months
Halloween
ago.
show, like Basement of Terror?
I don't remember.
That one-
it was
that
awesome
was a
though.
good
You guys
one.
were crushing it. There were a ton of people there to see you guys too. So
Yeah.
That sounds like Basement of Terror.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was more recent one.
Yeah.
That's going to be an annual event now. Our manager of our band, Marley, she's the one that does that show, and we're going to do it every year, I think.
Cool.
So it'll be a new reoccurring event to come out to. And I'm going to try to make it bigger and bigger every year.
I love Halloween too. Halloween's like my favorite holiday.
Yeah,
Same.
I like Christmas. I like Thanksgiving. I'm a Halloween person.
me too.
4th of July all the way.
I mean, that's like a
American as fuck. You know?
Yeah.
Fireworks, and
Red, white, and blue.
beer. That's good.
I would 4th of July is definitely a close second.
I do like fireworks a
Yeah,
lot.
I bet.
And like burgers and grilling and
Right.
Yeah,
All the
that
good
stuff.
stuff, man.
that's a good one.
The occasional jet ski, you know.
Right? Yeah, sure. They're both like super American holidays. I feel like nobody really celebrate. I mean, obviously 4th of July is American, but I feel like nobody really celebrates Halloween like we celebrate Halloween around
Yeah.
here.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do love that. It seems like one of the more festive holidays
Right.
that kind of just
I
happen.
get to get in a costume.
Yeah,
Everybody gets dressed up. I love putting on
Yeah.
costumes too. I'm about that like
Theme
Oh, yeah,
parties
absolutely.
are great. I
Right.
love the themes.
cosplay is fun too.
And we always have fun house shows around that time too.
Oh, I can
Yeah,
imagine,
absolutely, for sure. And so when you guys were recording this album, like, how did that start for you? Like, did you already have music set up, or did you write anything there? What was the process like?
So we did have a sizable amount of music like prepared when we went in there, but we did work out like a lot of things about the songs themselves, like and kind of like embellish on them more. Because we kind of just basically had what the bass versions that we had played live and stuff, and then but we always anytime we go in there, we're always trying to just like, since we have the opportunity to sit down and add more stuff to it, it's also a learning process for us too. So we get not only we get to try new things while we're there doing it, but we're also learning so that we can use that in writing future songs and stuff.
Right.
So it's like, but I don't know if we exactly wrote any songs in the studio. We may have come up with a couple jams and stuff that got recorded, but nothing that
May turn into songs eventually.
Yeah.
or just slapped on there as like hidden material.
Sure.
We do have a hidden song on our album.
Oh,
We're
that's
gonna
pretty
have-
cool.
It's very it's not like a real song, it's just something funny. We were just messing around in the studio, and I can't say too much about it because I want it to be a surprise, but it's a funny little song. So
I always love it when that happens.
Oh god, yeah.
Yeah.
Like when you're like, especially like the metal genre or metal albums in general, always do like a really good job of it because they'll have like, you know, the normal metal songs, and then at the end they'll throw like a little happy, cheery jazz piece in there or something. It's like,
Or I love when they make one of their heaviest songs like an acoustic version.
oh yeah, and it's like beautiful and
So
everybody's singing.
gorgeous.
I know I used to get super pumped like back in the CD age.
Yeah.
You know, when the last song finished and like you didn't see it like restart to the beginning, like, oh fuck, there's something else coming, you
Right.
know? Like,
I think Slipknot did that, and they did like one like just beautiful. It was like 10 minutes. You had to like listen to like 10 minutes of dead
About
air. And it was
silence.
like
Yeah.
beautiful. Oh my god.
There's one of Nirvana's albums like that too. I can't remember which. If it's in utero, I think at the end there's like just 10 minutes of dead air, and then they go into another song.
I
and-
love that.
Dude, I'm gonna have to go listen to that now. I did not know that.
So, how many songs are on the new CD?
I think it's 12.
Yeah.
I think
12?
it's 12. One might get knocked
Plus a secret
off.
one, or 12 including the secret one?
Not including, so there'd be 13 then.
Ooh,
Yeah.
12 plus 1.
Yeah.
And how many songs do you guys have all together, do you think?
Well, I don't know. We can play a set for like 2.5 or so hours.
Oh, wow.
But
That's crazy.
We had an album out before this actually, but it we kind of deleted it.
Oops.
Well,
That's like a tragic recording accident. I can't tell you how many times. Actually, I can probably tell you. It's probably been like 3 or 4 times where I've like forgot to hit record.
Oh.
And we've done like a whole podcast, and then I'm like, oh, fuck! I can't believe this shit.
It's 4.
4 times
I
we've
got
done
it.
it. Oh, thanks. Dave's
got
keeping
the
track of
tally
it
in
for
my
me.
head, yeah.
That's why we keep him around.
Yeah, that's right.
It's tragic, and then I have to reschedule or do something not to feel like an idiot, even though I just do.
right.
You know,
We had the power go out once.
we had the power. I feel like that one wasn't really my fault.
That wasn't your. It was
Yeah.
kind of your fault for living here.
Yeah, you're right. I guess you're right, Dave. That one was my. I'll accept the blame.
It's your house, your fault.
I
man.
think it was. I'm gonna say that it was actually Dave's fault because I believe we were talking about like rioting in the streets. Which, like, you know, like everybody like loves a good riot, and we were like really encouraging people to riot. And then next thing we know, the power went out, and I'm gonna put Dave on for bringing up the topic of riots.
I'm in the CIA.
And the CIA listened and heard us talking about riots and shut us down the power for the whole block.
It's like, no, guys, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Not today.
It wasn't that we were talking about riots. It's like we started coming up with some good ideas, you know. And once we
They were
started,
too good.
we were really gelling on how to make like the best kind of riot. And you know, you can just take our word that it was probably the best idea ever come up with because it didn't get recorded.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it didn't get recorded because the power went out.
Your little agent heard you.
Yeah, he sits outside. I see him every now and then in a black van. It's scary, but you
You're
know,
on the list now.
we keep trying to do our thing though and spread the message of everything at once and build a solid community amongst the artists around here and entrepreneurs
And while fighting the power.
while fighting the
While
power.
fighting-
That's
I
critical.
love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys' music is definitely punk rock for sure.
Yeah, a lot of our songs are actually about that very thing. And,
Riding and fighting the power.
Yeah, some of them are, yeah.
Fuck yeah.
So you guys are on the same level. You get what we're putting down here when we talk about.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
No, that's what I like to hear. I'm glad we're all on the same page with this.
Absolutely.
Do you see any of your music getting used to inspire riots in the future?
I hope so. That would be great.
That's like a real musician goal right there.
Absolutely.
That's like a strange musician goal too. Like, do you have any other strange musician goals that like maybe not be your normal type of musician goals? Like maybe a normal one might be like sell out a show, and another one might be like sell out a parking lot with dumpsters on fire or something like that.
Well,
People
now
are
that would be
screaming.
fun. I would say one of our goals is to play at a skate park, and I've always also wanted to play at like like a skate rink, like
Okay.
rollerblading, like in the middle. That'd be so cool.
While everybody's like rollerblading around you, like the biggest fucking circle pit of all time on rollerblades.
Dude,
Yes, that would be the shit. That would be real cool.
That would be brutal. It's like not even like there's like roller derby, man.
I think
Like
we would need
roller
waivers
derby,
for
Yeah,
right?
you
that.
get up in pads and everything. so
Everybody's slamming into each other, trying to score points and shit.
Yeah.
I don't know how that actually works at all, but
I don't either.
But I feel like it would be awesome. I'd be down. I feel like there's
everybody-
also a much higher risk of injury at that
That's
point
what I'm
too.
saying. You need like a waiver. or
Yeah, you
something.
definitely need waivers to come to that show.
Like we are not responsible for any broken bones.
But people would show up, dude.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They'd be like, "Oh damn, skate derby, fucking roller rink extravaganza with
Oh,
Odd
we could do
Atrocity."
it. I think we could do it.
I think you guys might be onto something.
Keep your
honestly.
eye out, because we got our eye on Evans.
Shit.
Or it's not called that anymore. Evans Skateland. What's it called? It's like Erie.
Whatever, dude. It's Evan
It's
Skateland.
Evan Skateland.
Yeah,
It's
fuck
Skateland
that
for
other
life.
name. That's bullshit. It's Evan Skateland. We all know it.
Try to hide it with a different name.
Yeah, dude. Don't try to pull that fucking shit on me. I know who you are.
I'd like to see in the future, like, one of your songs being like the new like Fortunate Son. You know how like in the Vietnam movies when they're having the flashbacks, it's always like
That'd be so cool.
you know like then like I want to see every riot from this generation just be like clicked into a
That'd be so
flashback. Of it.
That would be good. That would be a really hardcore goal.
Our manager actually had emailed like the Tony Hawk Foundation, and they said that we could send them these two songs that we were talking to them about, and that they might feature it in a
The Tony Hawk
skating
game?
promo.
Oh, okay.
Like,
I was gonna be like,
wish.
damn, you guys are gonna be on Tony Hawk's Pro
mean-
fucking skater.
Maybe we'll see if they like
dude,
it.
Anything could happen, right?
Yeah.
You're talking to the right people, apparently.
I was shocked when they actually got back to Marley. I didn't know what it'd be like
I
the
know.
waiting time for that was.
We
It was like-
were
it was-
watching the documentary, the Tony Hawk documentary, and Marley was like, "We should fucking email them." And
Yeah,
I was
why
like, "Do
not?
it."
'Cause I love the skateboard and I want to skateboard in Edinburgh. They need a skate park so bad.
Yeah, we do.
So you guys both skaters for sure from
I'm
back in the day?
I-
No, you are.
I'm in this day. I'm
To
still
this day.
skateboarding.
Oh man, I
Actively.
got one somewhere around here, but I haven't picked it up in forever.
He's gone to shows like 6 hours early to hit their skate park before
there you
the
go.
show.
Absolutely.
Nice.
We played at the Beer Snob in Jamestown, New York, back in November, and we were just like right around the corner from the skate park. And I got there like literally like 6 hours early. I spent like 3 hours skateboarding before our
Nice.
show.
I was convinced we were gonna come back to like a guitar player with a broken hand
Leg.
or something.
Yeah, dude, you'd have to play the show though, dude.
Oh yeah, totally. I would just have the paramedics just like put it in a splint, and I would like sit on a stool. And
That
play.
wouldn't be the first time something like
Rage's
that.
lead singer, I can't think of his name right now.
Zach,
Zach did all of his shows with a fucking torn ACL,
Yeah.
like sitting on a big old box.
Yeah, dude.
Last year, or was it? No, it was 2020. I played Fader Fest with a fractured sternum. We got into
Oh shit.
a car accident before the show, and
On our way there.
Wow.
I refused treatment so that I could get to the show.
Atta girl.
And I played the show, and then like 2 days later, I went into the ER because it was like really bad. And
Yeah.
I was
Crazy.
like,
First off, I'm never going to the ER fresh out of the gate with any injury because
No.
I fucking hate the hospital so
Gotta
much.
sit on it, you know?
Yeah, you gotta see how bad it really is. first.
doing
Like,
it.
this is brand new. It might not be too bad tomorrow. I might be fine, you know? Or I might be completely fucked and
Yeah.
then I go to the hospital, you know what I mean?
that's the way to go. We don't. This is America. We don't have good health
Fuck yeah, dude,
insurance.
I ain't got money for that
No,
shit.
you gotta
afford
take
an
it on the
injury.
chin, man.
Yeah, dude. Low key, that's also one of my strange life goals is to maybe, I don't know, it's always been a strange life goal to like drop kick somebody in the chest and break their sternum.
That sounds like a life goal that guy.
That sounds like a good thing to do at a riot.
Yeah, like a riot, you know? Yeah, you'd be flying.
Yeah,
Off the
dude.
charts.
Have you ever done a drop kick?
No.
You got it.
Maybe on a trampoline before.
I think it's more difficult than it looks.
I feel like
you have to practice that.
I have like
shit.
a vision of me like running through a field and then just like a man standing there unsuspecting, like maybe looking at the field, and then I'm like flying through the air, like horizontal, and then just fully extend my legs straight into his chest and he like flies. Like that's like
This sounds like an anime that I've seen.
Where they'd be like flying horizontally in a configuration for
Yeah,
like
dude.
30 seconds.
that's exactly what I'm imagining. Maybe it'll be down a hill or something, so I got like a little bit of extra help, staying in the air for that long.
That would probably get it
That'd be
done.
cool. My dream is to have health insurance.
That's also my dream.
Someday, right?
We all aspire.
Yeah, I'll have to make sure that person that I dropkick probably has health insurance first before.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to fuck him like that,
Yeah.
So you want a stage drop kick?
I mean, I'll take it
Premeditated
however I
dropkick.
can get
Are you
it.
gonna be like running? You're like, you got health insurance, bro? You're like, yeah, why? You just fucking drop kicking down the hill.
That could happen, dude. I'll take any opportunity I can get. I mean, if I don't have the chance to confirm he has health insurance, like, sorry, guy, but like, sometimes you gotta chase your dreams.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
you gotta
chase
do
your
it, man.
dream. Sometimes people get stepped on the way.
Right? This is America, after all. The land of stepping on the weaker guy that's there.
Absolutely, get out of the way.
Watch out.
Or you should,
Well, hopefully he's by himself, so that way he can't catch me and I just get away free.
It's like knock him
yeah.
out. There's no face, no crime, man.
Right. Exactly. I'll wear a mask through the
Yeah.
field.
we're about to get fucking the power.
Yeah,
shut
dude.
off.
It mysteriously happens again.
We need to turn the corner.
Yeah, sorry about that. I mean, all of that was imaginary and made up.
Well,
guys.
hey, we're a very anti-political band, so anybody tuning in specifically for us should probably know that.
Yeah. So where do you think your hatred for your love for the government came from? We're turning corners now, so we're talking.
I feel like I've always been like radicalized. I just feel like ever since I grew up very poor, so I feel like ever since I was a child, I feel like everybody in our band, well, maybe not Raven, almost everybody in our band grew up pretty poor. So I feel like we were all just kind of radicalized at a young age. It was just kind of like
Fuck the
things that
system.
didn't make sense. It's like, why can't my family get food stamps and stuff like that? And it's just kind of like, I don't know. I've just always had that mindset for as long as I can remember personally.
Yeah, it always just seemed like you were getting like the really like raw end of everything. And it's like, and then you see like the people in the other bracket, and it ain't like that. And it's just like I
Yeah.
don't understand at a young age. I just didn't understand. Like I felt like there's a really bad distribution
Yeah.
of wealth in
I
this
feel like it
country,
was
and that's, like,
braces for me actually. When I was a kid, I like begged for braces. I have this gap in my teeth, and I always hated it. I like it now, but I was always just like, all my friends at this age have braces. Like, why can't I get braces? And my mom's like, I can't afford to fix your teeth.
Yeah.
Your teeth aren't a concern. Like, so yeah, I feel like just an unfair advantage that I saw that other people have.
And are you guys both from Erie?
I'm originally from Tampa, Florida, but
Oh, wow.
I grew up in Meadville.
Okay.
Florida man.
And-
I've lived here all my life, Edinburgh all my life.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, coming up, it in like a disadvantaged way, kind of helped you see or reflect on how the system was kind of messed up at an early age.
Absolutely.
And what kind of music were you listening to back then?
I listened to a lot of classic rock.
Okay.
Like all kinds of classic rock. My dad listened to like classic rock and like classic country, which I didn't.
So what we
care
talking
for.
about, like AC/DC, Led Zeppelin?
All of that, AC/DC, Led Zeppelin, like Skinner, Metallica, anything way back even back to like the band.
Oh, I love the band.
The band's so good.
Yeah.
And anything in between. I'm kind of like a buff with that. I kind of like to just kind of delve into like I like to like just delve into all the past music. Some stuff I liked, some stuff I didn't, but I've listened to so much of it. And then I got more into like 90s era, like hard rock and grunge and stuff.
That's what I grew up on with my older siblings. It was like 90s era grunge.
That's what I favor more. I'm like really big like Alice in Chains and like Tool fan.
Tool's awesome for sure.
I'm going to see them in May.
Oh, nice.
They're one of the bands that's on my bucket list still. one of the few bands left, because I feel like this last summer I saw Deftones and I saw Rage, and then I decided I'm never paying like more than $150 for concert tickets ever again.
Yeah.
But I think Tool might be like one of the few exceptions that I would pay a significant amount of money to go see, because their tickets are usually pretty expensive too.
They weren't even that. They weren't too bad, right? On the
Really?
thing you're going to, it was like
Well,
it's like a festival.
Yeah,
with,
it's
like,
a festival. I'm
big
going to
names.
the Welcome to Rockville festival in Daytona Beach.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
And
Somebody was talking about that a while ago.
And I saw that's what was the opportunity. It's like the Tool's the headliner for that night, and there's Deftones and Incubus and Coheed.
I think they have a
Cambria.
layaway for their tickets.
Yeah, they had layaway. That was the thing. It was like the tickets were like you could get just like a day pass for that day, and it was only like $120.
Yeah.
And I was like, and then you could
That's
put the
not too
tickets
bad.
on layaway for $10. I was like, okay,
I mean, yeah.
I'm going to see that.
Cool,
Yeah,
and
let's
like
do it.
Ghostman and like just so
Yeah,
many
that's a
big
pretty
names.
solid lineup. I mean, I don't think it's probably going to be like as hype probably all together as like some of the other days. They're pretty, because they're some of like Friday and Saturdays packed with a lot of like the like the post-hardcore bands and stuff from like 10 years ago and whatnot, and so those would probably be some really hype days. But it was all about Tool for me. I saw that as an opportunity to see them, and I'm like,
I don't know a bigger Tool fan, honestly. I
Yeah.
don't know anyone who loves them more than this man does.
they're so good.
I'm waiting for Dead and Company to break up. I've been fucking chasing Bob Weir around the country for the last 4 goddamn years. And, I love the Grateful Dead, but I just want it to be over.
It may never be over,
No,
man.
dude, there'll just be new renditions of the Dead, man.
Yeah.
Over and
Always,
over.
forever. It's
Forever, dude.
They take all my money every year.
It'll happen. Happens to the best of us. So you guys are both going down there to see that?
I don't think I am.
Just me and my partner.
Yeah.
Cool. That's dope. And what were you listening to back then? Growing up, you said 90s
Yeah,
grunge.
it's like my sisters were very into Nirvana and like Pearl Jam and Deftones, so it was kind of like the kind of, I don't even know. I guess those are grunge, right? Like
I mean, they're like 90s, like
psychedelic.
hardcore kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, Deftones is like kind of on the hardcore scale, I'd say.
Yeah,
Or post-hardcore.
yeah.
There was like kind of, I felt like there was like depths to grunge too. You kind of had like the more
Yeah.
like the like soft rock grunge,
Like
which
that
I feel like
poppy grunge.
like Pearl Jam, and then like I feel like Nirvana was like punk grunge. You know what I mean? Because it was like
Yeah.
kind of like really fast driven and stuff. And then like Alice in Chains was like, I don't really know what that was. It was just,
It was,
I'd say
it was
like metal
soft.
almost.
yeah, it was like
Soft
like a metal grunge, yeah,
Yeah.
more heavy metal rooted, and then Soundgarden was kind of like
Soundgarden, yeah.
it's kind of like that's another big one. I forgot to mention them. I love Soundgarden.
Same here.
Cool.
Yeah, that's good.
And I feel like they were just kind of like like a rock and roll grunge, like kind of just like it wasn't really heavy, but it was like wasn't like.
So where do you guys fit into all that?
I feel like I don't know. We've been described as a psychedelic grunge before. I don't
Okay.
really know exactly if that's a real category, but I don't. I mean, we've gotten things from all over, like psychedelic rock and metal and rock and grunge, and like we've gotten called lots of different things. Because honestly, some of our songs are really different from each other.
Sure.
So, you know, when we first put out our first album, that's when we got like psychedelic rock a lot, and like. I don't know. Even then, because I know the Erie Reader put out a review on that first album, and they were saying, you know, it's like you got shuffle on kind of. But
Yeah. I dig that though.
yeah,
I
I
do
mean,
too.
I feel like we do get a little bit. The thing about us though is that like the inspiration for our music doesn't really come from one person. So it's like everybody in the band has like their different genre that they like, and we kind of all just like mash them all together in a way. Like we all have our own style, and we all just do like, because we write our own parts. Everybody, you know, I mean, I write the lyrics and he usually writes the melody of the song, but it's not like, you know, we're not telling the bassist what to do, and we're not
Sure.
telling the drummer how to do it. We're all just kind of, they got their influences and we just make it work together.
So whoever has an idea that starts to kind of like smolder a bit, we all work off of that. You know what I mean? And not everybody has an idea at the same time. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So sometimes we just try to as the riffs and stuff come together, we try to build off of that.
Yeah,
But it
I
usually
think-
happens pretty fast, though. When we find something, when we get onto something really good, we're able to like kind of like build off of it pretty quickly. To have
Every
something
song,
to-
almost every song we've written has been written in like a day. Like when we just start playing it, and then we all get into it, and then we're just like, can we keep it? And we just, yeah. I mean, and I think at least every one of us has written at least one song for the band. So
That's a pretty cool dynamic because, I mean, I'm a big history buff and I love music, and if you just go back, like so many bands, like big bands that have split up, it's because there's just like one source that's just like stifling, like has like all the creative control. So that's a cool dynamic that you guys just like all
Yeah.
put it together. Like that seems very democratic, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely, and that's the
It
way
makes
we
it
want it to
fun,
be.
you know,
It does,
'cause
and you
it-
get more. I feel like you get more better music out of that,
Right.
Because then everybody gets a chance to be creative, so everybody is feeling adamant about what they're playing. So there's
yeah,
a
they're
lot-
all
there's more
confident
playing-
about their own thing.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's very cool that you guys can come together like that and not have one person trying to control everything or make it about them and
Yeah.
work as a unit.
Right, and we also spend time with each other outside of the band. You know,
Oh,
what I mean?
we're
That's
all
what,
best friends.
That's what
Yeah.
brought us together. You know what I mean? We do things together. We go on trips together. We sit down, and eat dinner, and stuff together. Do stuff like that, and just travel and live life. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that we have experiences and stuff to write about.
Yeah. Yeah.
So one of the things I wanted to ask you about was your microphone.
Oh yeah.
Is it a classic, like original that's been like well maintained or updated, or is it like a refurbished?
I wish I could say that for sure. I know it's a blue Shure 55, but when we first started this band, we had this guy offered to sell us a bunch of PAs for like $600 or something, and he's like, I have this microphone I'll throw in for like another $150, and I was like, heck yeah, I'll take it. So I just got it from this guy, this random guy.
So
We
you
met
have no
at-
idea what the history is of it.
Yeah,
Because it's a super unique mic for the people who haven't heard or haven't like seen it before. It's like a really old, like bright, shiny chrome microphone with like a guard across the front of it, like a almost like a football mask like across the front of it that she sings into. And I'm not sure if that really gives you. I'm sure it has like somewhat of an effect on your guys' sound. It has to, because your sound is really unique, and I know that the equipment makes a huge difference when you're trying to make a unique sound like that. So in my head, I'm like, wow, I've always been like intrigued by that microphone, whether or not it's like, because it has like that old kind of grainy sound to
Yeah.
it. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
It does.
So it makes me, but it's also like so fucking well maintained or like perfect that I'm wondering if I just couldn't tell if it was like an old mic that's been well maintained and like cleaned up and shit, or refurbished or whatever, or if it's like a remake of an old mic. Or what
I think
the
it
fuck's
might. I
going
think
on.
it might be. Well, I think they still, because it's a Shure 55, so that's like they were using back in the 50s and stuff. But I don't know if it was. I don't know if it
like a OG Shure 55,
I
or
don't
if it's
know
a
if
remake
it,
of
I
a
don't know.
Shure.
If it is.
I wish I knew.
I think it might be a
I know
issue.
I take care of it.
It's
well.
so nice and clean. It shines and stuff. It looks
It is
awesome.
my baby. I don't really let anybody use it.
Yeah, and you bring it with you everywhere you go too.
Yes.
You're like, I'm not using these fucking bullshit mics at whatever
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
stage is using it. I got my own, dude, and it's real
Yeah.
cool.
I've seen how much metal vocalists spit when they
Oh my
sing.
god, right?
So I don't like it, but and also like I can't use a mic stand. I feel like I can't like stay still in one spot. And I don't know, you can like, Michael Jackson, you can,
Yeah,
move
for sure.
around with
Move
it,
around
but,
with
like,
it. I don't
I
see
just
you
feel
like
like I'll
swinging
trip.
it around though very much, which is one of my favorite microphone moves when you go
I will
like
keep
over
that
your
in
head.
mind.
Yeah, dude, guys should work that into it for sure. But you got to make sure you probably got to duct tape the
Yeah,
bottom
definitely
of that.
duct tape.
That way your microphone doesn't go flying into the crowd and
And it definitely would.
Oh, that would hurt. That thing is heavy.
it looks heavy.
It's like 3 pounds at least, man. It's like
Yeah, make sure you tape it up real good and then just start swinging it all over the place. It'll be sweet, dude. Trust me, people will fucking love
I
it.
will remember that. We'll keep it in mind.
But yeah, dude, metal singers do like all over it, especially like the
I'm normally
dirtier
front
metal
row
singers.
on if I go to a local show or anything, I try my best to be front row, and the amount of times that I've actually been
Spit on.
physically sprayed is astounding. So yeah, I don't like to share my microphone.
Yeah, keep it away from those guys.
Sanitary reasons.
That'd be like the same if I let somebody use my guitar and they're like, shush, like, you know, like a
Like
hot
picking their nose and like wiping it all over.
like have their shirt
You don't know
off
what
and
people are
just
doing.
sweating. My guitar's just soaking wet.
Yeah, no thanks. But a lot of times I do see like a standard mic at like shows, you know what I mean? Like they'll pass it around or whatever. Some guys use their own special ones. Sometimes I feel like it's a little bit of cheating too with like the people that do more growly and more guttural and like nastier, dirty vocals and shit. Like they have mics that like switch on and off really fast and stuff to kind of do the echoes or whatever, or add like other effects into the mic. I feel like that's a little cheating.
That's a little bit.
You know what I mean? They're kind of cheating a little bit there, but I get it, dude.
Yeah.
Experience.
It's part of it. It's part about creating the sound and having the skills to be able to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whether that's like
I
using
agree.
technology or using your own like vocal uniqueness or whatever.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think the most I've ever had was like some reverb. Well, that's what the sound guy does. Throw some reverb on it, but I also sometimes that trips me up a little bit too, because I'm used to singing how I sing at band practice. We practice once a week, every week, pretty much no matter what. So I'm used to hearing it normal, dry. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it sounds a little bit different in the studio once it's a finished product, obviously, than at practice. You know what I mean? You can add in the extra effects and the EQ and all the good shit to make it sound.
I actually struggle a lot in this because there's like some. I don't scream the whole set or anything, but I scream pretty often in a lot of songs. And when I'm in the studio, it's like really weird for me because it's like so quiet in there, and so I'm trying to like power up this scream, and it's really weird. Like I think I had more takes on some of those screams than I've ever. I don't have a problem when we're live. Like if it's a show, like it's no problem. The band's loud enough where I just feel like it's
You gotta scream over them.
yeah. So it's and then you're in the studio and you're just like this really quiet like pin drop. You can hear a pin drop in there. He turns off everything.
Yeah. And you gotta
It's so
blast through it.
I'm like, okay, I'm gonna scream now, and then and it's also like, because I'd be like, I need more music in my headphones, so it's louder for me. But like, then you can't go too high because if it starts to bleed through the microphone, then you can like hear it. And Brian is a very diligent man.
For sure.
He doesn't like any of that bleeding, nothing. He's.
He does a fucking such a good job out there for all the stuff that he records.
He is a very, very good producer.
Yeah, he's really great, and it's hard. I know what you mean a little bit in my own amateur singing along in songs in my cars. I can do like the different vocal sounds that you hear in metal, but if I'm not like at the top of my lungs, there's like no chance I'm making certain noises.
No, it's not really something you can quiet down. Like it's kind of just like it's at that level and that level only.
Yeah.
And it's like you can't really scream whispers.
Right.
So, yeah, if it's not loud enough,
Singing
it's super
in
weird.
general really is pretty loud. You kind of got to really always do it with gusto, man. Even like even stuff that ends up like sounding like maybe softer on recordings is still not that soft.
I'm still wailing.
Yeah, dude. It's you got to really. It's all about projection. I mean, you're trying to make your voice go over this entire loud, rattling band and stuff.
Right. Plus, I feel like it takes out some of the like natural reverb that your voice makes. Because when like we're talking or anything, our voice is like on a scale, you know what I mean, of a certain pitch scale, and if I'm talking quieter versus I'm talking louder, it doesn't use that whole scale like it should, you know what I mean? So there's like a little bit of a science explanation for it, behind everything.
Yeah. I used to have a lot of trouble projecting. This man would always yell at me and say, "Bring forth the rock."
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm trying. This is as loud as I can go. And I just realized eventually, because I've never had any formal vocal lessons or anything, just realized eventually when I started feeling like I was going to pass out from
That
like
was
when
good.
I was like, oh wait a minute, like maybe I should probably figure out how to do this, and then I realized that I wasn't singing from my diaphragm. You like cut off the oxygen to your brain when you scream a certain way, and I was doing that to myself over and over. I'm like, why do I keep getting so dizzy at shows? Like, no, yeah, it's just me doing it the wrong way.
So your singing basically started on like just a personal level, like singing songs that you liked and stuff like that, or?
Yeah, I've sang since I was like a little kid, but I've always been very like self-conscious about it. Like when I was a kid, like not even my parents or anything ever heard me sing. I would like, when I got left home alone, I would like turn on the radio and sing and like watch out the window at the driveway.
Yeah.
So I'd make sure nobody would come home and hear me because I thought it was so embarrassing. I don't know why. And then, I don't know, I got like a ukulele, I think in like 2014. And so that I could start kind of trying to sing. And I sang in front of my husband for the first time. And I don't know, I just enjoyed it after that. And I was like, why haven't I?
And why didn't I do this before?
Why was this so embarrassing before? But, you know.
I was like the exact opposite as like a 5-year-old riding my bike up and down my block, like screaming like really awful like 5-year-old pop songs. You know what I mean? Like back when you like Backstreet Boys and all that awful shit before you knew any better. That was like me, except up and down my street so all my neighbors could hear me.
I love that.
It was awful.
I love it.
I'm sure my neighbors did too. That's awesome. John, when did you start playing guitar?
Well, I started playing guitar when I was 9 years old. So I think
Young
that
lad.
What I think that would have been like, maybe like the end of fourth grade, in between 4th and 5th grade.
And were you playing at like, did you like pick it up yourself, or were you going to classes, or what?
Oh no, absolutely not. I've never had an actual guitar lesson ever. So I taught myself how to play guitar through like YouTube and learning how to read tabs and stuff.
Tell them
Can
how
you read
you
music?
harassed all the people with your guitar.
Oh, dude,
Actually, I've heard about this ad. My buddy Nick Tolino told me that you used to come to World of Music.
Yeah, dude. I would sit there and play. Yeah, I would go anywhere I could sit and play guitar, dude. It's like, I had no plans on buying a guitar, but I was like, they would let you play it, and I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna do that. But like, yeah, I used to, as like growing up as a kid, every guitar I had, when I had one, I was like, I would just drag it everywhere. It was all of my friends' houses. Like, we were having if I was like staying the night somewhere playing video games, I'd be like, yo, I'm bringing my guitar to your house, man. And they'd be like, what are you gonna do? And I was like, well, I'm just gonna like basically play solos for like 7 hours through the night at your house. None of it's gonna make much sense, but I'm gonna do it. So
Can't stop me.
no, absolutely not. And yeah, but I didn't ever inherently ask for an electric guitar though. So it was a crazy story. Like I growing up, like I moved here when I was like to Meadville when I was like 8 years old. And from then, from like childbirth to then, I lived in Tampa, so it was kind of the city. So I heard like a lot of like hip hop and like rap music and stuff. Mm-hmm. And my older siblings didn't listen to that kind of thing. And when I moved up here, I didn't. It wasn't kind of the same realm. It was more like, I don't know, I really wasn't paying attention to the music people were listening to, I guess. It was still kind of like a hip-hop rap kind of thing living in Meadville, but like I moved to Conneaut Lake for 5th grade, and then we lived out in the middle of nowhere. And then like right around that time, like Guitar Hero came out.
There you go.
It did, and I started playing the crap out of that game. And I remember the first time I like picked up the guitar controller, and I felt like just like so enamored by it. I was like, this is awesome. This is all I could think. I was like, this is awesome. This feels.
And then you got
feels
a real guitar, and it was like nothing like it at all.
No, it was absolutely not. I was like, oh, that's right. I actually got to learn how to play the guitar now.
This is not Guitar Hero.
But my stepdad like started watching me kind of like get like really interested into that, and he like for like a present like bought me a guitar.
Cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I was confused by it because I was like, I hadn't asked anybody about it, and all of a sudden he's like, here's an electric guitar for you. No, it's just like, I don't know how to play it. And he was kind of
what do I do now?
And he was kind of like, well, it's an investment, so learn.
Yeah.
So I started learning how to play. I started teaching myself how to play the guitar, man.
Cool.
And I've been in a rabbit hole with it ever since, man.
Can you like read music?
Tabs. I can't read actual sheet music.
Okay.
I understand the concept, like, and I can I can understand what it's trying to tell me, like, slowly, but I can't like read along and play music. Mm-hmm. But I can, however, memorize entire songs.
Yeah.
Like through and through. That's basically
He's
what I've
very good about that.
I don't have any of my own songs written down either. I've never written anything down. I don't know how to write it down.
We'll write something at band practice, and then like a week later, I'll be like, play that one thing that you were doing. I was like, no, and you're like, oh, okay.
I write like if I get an idea, I'll like write all my like settings and stuff down for like all my pedals and my amp, and that's how I kind of remember it. Like to get to be back in the zone of what I was doing. That'll be like you were doing this with this setup, and like that's how I remember.
Interesting.
That's very Beatles-esque. Yeah, because none of those guys know how to read or know how to read sheet music either.
I know, and that's what I'm saying. And I never will. Like
a lot of us don't.
What about your chords?
I literally like if I'm like trying to figure something out, I'll like if I'm writing something, I'll like look up like different chords and I figure out like a close like key that I want to be in. I'll just start looking up chords. And I start trying them out and seeing like if I'll get like maybe like the bass chords, and then I'll kind of like embellish on them, do like adding stuff to the chords and stuff, and trying different style of chords to get different dynamics.
I'm pretty sure we only have one person in our band that knows how to read music.
Yeah.
And he's the only one that has formal
music training.
Music, yeah. Our bassist actually didn't even know any chords, like didn't even really play the bass. We were just like, you play the bass like a little bit? You want to be in a band? And they were like, sure.
You're about to learn.
They learn the songs, man.
They are great. They got it. They figured it out. Doesn't matter. Just don't call out chords, because they'll be like, what?
Can't have that.
But yeah, like I know like my scales and stuff, and like loosely how to like do like stuff with keys and stuff, like my major relative majors and minors and stuff like that. So but there's a lot of like more dynamic scales that I don't know, but I try to practice them like through the means of like backing tracks and stuff, because you can go on YouTube and there's like about 100 million backing tracks like that you can put on, and they'll put the scale that works like the best for it, and like sometimes they'll have like the different variations of that scale too. So that's how I be learning stuff, man. I'll try to like pick out like try to build off of that, and then try to use that to just create my own stuff. Go my own way with it. I just mostly look for technique and stuff, and like that. Anything that I need, anything that I'm trying to like grow on, I try to like narrow it down instead of just being like, I'm gonna learn just chords and stuff like that, because I can't focus long enough like that. That'll get boring to me. But I try to do the motions though, you know, like practicing slow with a metronome, even though it's pains me so much to go that slow. But it's just about a control thing though.
Yeah.
Right.
But
not everything can be 1,000 miles an hour.
Well.
Tell our drummer that, please.
You can get everything at once, though.
There it is.
Got it.
But yeah, I'm definitely like.
Your drummer's not that fast. Maybe he is. I mean, your music doesn't sound like really like fast drumming or anything like that. I thought it was like overall like kind of a slower fucking.
Well, she used to be in like another punk band that was like very fast, and I don't know how many times we ended up at practice having to be like, Raina, slow down.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, she would be practicing with the other band, and then she would come back, and we would be practicing, and everything would just be sped up, like way
blasting through the songs.
Yeah,
I
dude,
love
like,
her though.
It's so
she learned how to
fast.
play the drums for our band too. Actually, we asked her when we very first started. We were like playing with acoustic instruments. She got gifted a cajon, you know, those box drums.
Definitely.
And, we were like, hey, we need some percussion. You want to do that? And then, I don't know, a kit just kind of fell into her lap, and then. Yeah, I think that's when we all had to change to electric, because we were like, well, this is too loud now, so we gotta get some PAs and a microphone and stuff. And yeah,
They weren't too loud. She was just playing them too loud.
I feel like it would be really hard to play the drums softly.
yeah.
No, you gotta.
I want to fucking smack. You smack that shit.
Can't turn it down.
Yeah.
You know, it's not an electric kit.
Right. You have to do it with your arms.
Yeah, and that's
no fun at all.
You can't get any speed with if you don't have a little bit of force, man. You can't just like.
No way. That would never work.
No.
That's why you don't see quiet drummers.
Nope. You see quiet kits though. You ever seen one of those things,
If
man?
it's an
Like-
electric kit.
I've seen electric kits.
No,
Those
they
are
make
pretty
quiet like acoustic drum kits, man. They're coming like 3-piece, and the cymbals all have little holes in all of them. So like the sound they don't resonate the same. You still get the same tone. It's just quieter. And the drum heads are like screen mesh. It's like you can.
So
like,
it's not moving as much air, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, and you can see through it, and it's like, it's literally, and you can like push it, and it like moves. You know what I mean? But when you hit it, you get the same bounce that you would from a regular drum hit. It's the craziest thing in the world. I played one of them at a Guitar Center in Alabama when I was there not long ago, and it's the craziest thing because you can beat the crap out of it, but it only gets to that certain volume, man. It's awesome.
I've never seen that
I didn't know
before.
that.
There's probably a lot of parents out there that are like, this
This is the one.
Absolutely.
this is the new kit for our aspiring drummer child.
I feel that.
Definitely would not be a bad investment.
Yeah, for sure. So what's coming up next for you guys now that this album's coming out?
Well, we have an album release show at Lavery's. It's March 11th. I think we have like 1 or 2 shows before that though. We have one in February 11th.
Philly on the Rocks.
Philly on the Rocks.
For the comeback of Fast Fall.
Yeah, Fast Fall, Dead Cassette, and
They were who headlined the show that I was at, I think.
oh, Less Than
That
Expected.
you guys played it.
Fast Fall?
At Basement Transmission?
No, Fast Fall was supposed to headline.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they took like a little unexpected hiatus there.
Okay. Sorry.
No, they were supposed to play, but yeah, they're one of my favorite local bands. Honestly, it's post-hardcore, and so I'm really excited that they're coming back. They have a new member, and so it's gonna be really cool. And then we have one at BT March 8th. It's like random. I think it's like a Wednesday or a Thursday. I think
Is
it's
this stuff
Thursday.
on your Facebook page?
Yes,
And
yeah.
Instagram, all
Yeah.
that shit?
Yes.
Yeah,
Make
you
sure
can
you guys look them
definitely-
up. Odd Atrocity. It's really easy to find.
Yeah, we are on everything: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter.
It's all
of it.
there.
Snapchat, even we have one. So.
Well, damn.
All of it.
Well,
yeah.
damn.
Yeah, just look up Odd Atrocity on anything and you'll find us.
So what's been like the biggest challenge for you guys as a band so far?
Well, I mean, I know personally, we take a lot of shows. Like we play like every weekend during the summer, spring, fall. You know, winter we kind of usually reel back, but we play every weekend. So I mean, I'm a wife and I am a mom of 2 kids. I'm a stay-at-home mom. So for me personally, it's sometimes it's a little struggle to be you know, like constantly playing shows. And I love it though. Like when I'm there, it's like I love being. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else, but you know, definitely hard to make plans and you know. But I wouldn't really change it though. So I wouldn't really say it's a problem, but it's, you know, it just makes it a little bit hard to be a mom.
So it sounds like you're having a little bit of difficulty balancing everything out or finding that balance at times.
You know, we always, every year so far, we've said we should take a little bit less shows this year, and then it's kind of just like,
It's not how you become famous
yeah,
rock stars.
you know, and it's hard to say no, because
Yep.
like, it's like we're friends with all these promoters and venue owners now, so it's like, it's really hard to say no, because, you know, they're your friends, and they're like, hey, you can
we
play
want
the
you to
show,
come play
and I'm
music.
like, yeah,
Yeah.
man, I'll come play for you, like, yeah, you know, of course. And so, you know, like I said, I love doing it, but, you know, it does make it a little difficult to make plans. But we are going to try a little harder this year to take a little bit less, because we want to travel a little bit more. So we want to kind of try to like take some farther away shows and spend a little bit more time
Outside of
out
Erie.
there. Yeah. So you know, we'll see how it goes.
Cool.
I'm trying to eventually like get like an East Coast tour kind of set up. Like maybe not something too terribly long. Maybe just like a week or 2. Just kind of
Yeah.
like go from like here down to Florida and back.
That would be
Yeah,
dope.
that'd be cool.
That'd be real dope. That's a sweet goal.
Yeah, absolutely. My
And
mom-
totally attainable too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Just nothing crazy. Maybe like, you know, just maybe not even be in every state. Like just like pick a few states we can find
Yeah.
to get to those dates like lined up and close together and stuff. and maybe even just focus on like just hanging out and when we get down to Florida, because I mean it's the beach.
Yeah.
How do you guys book your shows yourselves, or does somebody line them up for
Well,
you?
not always. It's kind of a mixture, right? I mean,
Yeah.
we have a manager, so they work on booking shows a lot, and a lot of the times it's like promoters reaching out or the venue owners reaching out. We actually only occasionally book our own shows, like, because we started the Basement of Terror because we wanted to do like a Halloween show that was cool and
Proper Halloween.
yeah, proper one. And you know, I don't know, just kind of here and there. Like if we see like a cool festival that we're like, oh, I'd love to play there, then we try to book it. But I mean, mostly it's people just reaching out, you know, or morally getting us gigs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, I wish you guys the best of luck
Yeah,
in the
thank
future.
you.
I can't wait to hear the full album when it comes out. It's sweet.
too.
We have one of your songs on here. We're probably gonna play it right now.
Okay.
Cool.
Or-
Anyways, don't you get credit for the pain that you do, that
wrap this thing up now that we've listened to it.
Yeah.
All right, sounds
Awesome.
good.
We love you guys. Check Odd Atrocity out at Facebook, Instagram, all the social medias they're out there. Come to their shows. Find a date. There's one coming up in the next month throughout the next 2 months. We love you guys. Thank you so much for coming out and
Thanks
checking
for having
out.
us, guys.
It's been real fun.
Been a great time.
And thank you to all the listeners out there that came to check us out and came to listen to Odd Atrocity. We love you guys too. Y'all have a good night.
Peace.
Peace.